we're doing our favorite exercises today. So I would love Jesse and Nicole, whoever wants to, if you have any ideas for what your favorite exercise that we've done so far are. Do you have any? If not, I can choose a few, but.
I have no preference, though.
No preference? All right, you guys can think about it while we do warm-ups, and if you guys still have no preference when we finish warm-ups, then we'll just do whatever. All right, so to start out with our warm-ups, we're gonna do our normal crisscross applesauce and washing machine. So we're gonna sit down on the ground, and when we're facing forward, we breathe in, and when we face the side, we breathe out. So we're gonna do this together. Ready? In, twist and out. In, twist and out. Forward, in, twist and out. Forward, in, twist and out. All righty. Now we're going to go ahead and do our neck rolls nice and slowly. You're going to look at the ground a little bit. And then you're looking at the ceiling. Looking at the ground. Looking at the ceiling. And you can switch directions if you want to, but you do not have to. I'm going to switch directions. I like to have a nice even stretch all the way around. And remember to keep taking deep breaths. And for any of these warm-ups, if you can't do the warm-up itself, just focus on your breathing. All righty. We're going to do our cat-cow now.
Yeah,
so we're going to get on our hands and our knees. And then we're going to start with our cat. And we're going to stick our backs all the way in the air and point our foreheads to the ground. And you can wag your tail a little bit if you want some extra stretch. And then we're going to switch and try to stick our butts and our heads all the way to the ceiling and get our stomachs towards the ground. And you can wag your tail a little bit there as well. All right. Switch and try to touch our heads, grounds again like this. And wag a little bit. And one more. And we can do some deep breaths while we're in it too. All right, perfect. Now we're gonna do some of our big arm circles, all right? So now we're going to stand up and we're going to try to make sure we have plenty of room. We're not gonna hit anything. And we're gonna do nice big forward arm circles like this, as big as you can get them without it being uncomfortable. Great job. And we can switch and go backwards. Great. And now we're going to do the shoulder stretches. So the first one, we're just going to hug ourselves really tight. And you can swing your arms out and hug yourself again if you want. Now you're going to take one arm, put it across, hug it real nice and tight to your chest. And then we're going to switch. Great. And then our very last one, take one hand, touch the back of our other shoulder, put our other hand on our elbow, and stretch. And then we're going to roll those out a little bit and do the other one. Take this hand, back of your shoulder, and yep, put your elbow right over. And you can hold it for as long as you want. Do a little wiggle. Nice. And then you can roll your shoulders coming out. Great. All righty. So that's our warm-up for the day. It sounds like, unless we have any new preferences for the fun exercises, we're just going to choose some of the ones from the past couple of weeks. That seems like a lot of fun. All right, so how about let's start with doing some of the bicycles. I think the bicycles were pretty fun. So we're going to start with the bicycles. And so that's the one where we're going to lie down on our backs. And if you remember this, you can try to make it a little bit harder for yourself. And with the bicycles, we lie down on our backs and we have our feet planted on the ground. We're going to take our hands and we can either float them by our head or put them in front of our chest. And we're going to pick up one knee, push it towards us, and we're going to sit up and try to get our elbow near our knee. And then you lie back down and you can put your foot back down, and then you do it with the other one. So we're going to do 10 of these together, all right? Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're going to take a short breather and we're going to do 10 more of that one. All right? All right, we're going to count to 5 and just relax here for a second. All righty. All right, so now we're going to do 10 more of these. And remember, if you want to make it harder, you can pick up your other leg while you're going like this, but you do not have to. All right? Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job, everybody. All righty. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch it up a little bit and we're gonna go do some of the wall push-ups that we did before, all right? So we're all gonna find a nice empty wall. And for people who remember these, we take our hands and we put them in a diamond shape. If a diamond shape is a little too tricky, we can spread them out more so that they're about like shoulder. And we're just gonna plant our hands right on the wall. And we wanna walk our feet out just a little bit so that we're at an angle like this. And then we just lean in, kind of touch our faces to the wall, and then we push ourselves right back out. So you should be leaning in so that your face is basically at the wall, and then you push right back out, all right? We're gonna do 10 of them together. These ones should be nice and slow. So you wanna go in, almost kiss the wall, and then push back out. That's 1. In, almost kiss the wall, push back out, that's 2. And if this is too easy, you can walk your feet out further away from the wall when you're doing this. And if it's too hard, you can walk your feet closer to the wall. Totally up to you. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. We can shake out our arms for a second. All righty. And take a little bit of a breath. All righty. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the reverse crunch that we did. I think it was last week. So this is another lying down one, so you can give your arms a little bit of a break. And this is the one where instead of moving the top of your body like you do in a normal crunch, you do the opposite. You do the bottom half of your body. So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna lie your legs down like this, and then you're gonna kind of push with your stomach to make sure your back stays on the floor because you don't wanna hurt your back. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna try to pick up your feet. And if you wanna get fancy, you can lift up your butt a little bit at the end, but you do not have to. And then you just drop them right back down. And then you can pick them up and lift a little bit. And so going slower is a lot harder and going faster is a lot easier. So you make adjustments on your pace based on what is good for you, all right? And we're gonna lift up and down. 1, up and down. 2, up and down. 3, up and down. 4, up and down. 5, up and down. 6, up and down. 7, up, down. 8, 2 more. Up, down. 9, and up, down. 10. Great job. All righty. And I'm thinking we're gonna do one more and then cool down. So does anyone have a request for a last exercise, or should I just choose one more from what we've done? All right, I'll just choose a random one. How about we do some jumping jacks together, all right? Because those are always a good one to finish it up. So we're gonna stand up together. And remember, we go from being a pencil like this to a little stick, and then we go and we spread out our feet and we clap above our heads. And you only need to raise your hands as high as you can. If you can't quite clap above your head and you can only get to here, that is fine too. All right, and if you can't do the jump out, if you just wanna step out like this, that works too. And if you aren't really ready to do the step out or anything, you can just use your arms, whatever works. All right, ready? So we're gonna just do 20 jumping jacks together at your own pace. Faster is a little bit harder, slower is a little bit easier. All right, ready? 1, like that, all right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Great job. All righty. And so all of those we have done before, so this should be maybe your second time doing some of them. And every time you do every single one of those, it should get a little bit easier and better for you, all right? So even if you're having a hard time now, practicing it will help make it easier. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of deep breaths and we can start our cool down. So we're gonna start with our progressive straddle. So do we remember this one? We're gonna stand up and we bend over and do some deep breaths. And we can just kind of shake and twist a little bit like this. All right, stand up and we're gonna spread out our legs a little bit more. And we can just relax and hang there. Great job. And then we're gonna stand up and one last time, see how far your legs can go. And we're just gonna relax. And if you can, try to touch the ground. And if you can't quite touch the ground, you do not need to get all the way down there. You can stop up here, however far you can go, or you can bend your legs a little bit if that's better. And we're just gonna hold this for 3 more seconds. Great job. All righty, we're gonna sit down now. And we're gonna do some of our knee hugs, all right? So remember, we're gonna take one knee and we're gonna hold it to our chest and hug it. And our other leg can either be crisscross applesauce or it can be straight out, and either one works. And we're just gonna take our knee and we're gonna hug it nice and tight. And you can feel a little bit of a stretch right here, hopefully. If you're not feeling that stretch, you don't need to hug your knee. You can kind of twist away from it, and that might give you even more stretch right here. And do some deep breaths while you're holding on to your knee. Perfect. All right, and we're gonna switch legs. Awesome. All right, now we're gonna do our child's pose and cobra. So if we can just kind of curl up into a little ball on our knees here, and put our head on the ground and stretch out our fingers and kind of reach for the wall. And do some deep breaths here. And then when we're ready, we're going to lie down on our stomachs like this, and we can go up to cobra. So either we can go on our elbows for a little bit less of a stretch, or we can go all the way up on our hands like this for a little bit more of a stretch. And you can wiggle around a little bit, kind of like a snake. All right, we're gonna slowly go back to our stomachs, and we can lift up and go back to child's pose and curl up in a little ball like this. And do some deep breaths in child's pose and relax. And if you need a little extra stretch, walk your hands forward. Perfect. Alrighty. We're gonna do the cobra one more time. So we're gonna lie down on our stomachs. And we push up, either with our elbows or with our hands. And we can wiggle just a little bit. Perfect. And take a couple deep breaths here. And then you can relax back on the ground. Then one last child's pose. And you can walk your hands out for a little extra stretch, but you do not have to. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can sit on up. All right, and we're gonna do our very last cool down here, which is the baby pose. So we're just gonna lie down, stick our feet in the air, and we can put our hands right on our feet and just kick a little bit, or we can just hold them there and hang out. And if you can't quite get your hands to your feet, that's all right. You can put them on your knees if that's a little bit better. Then you can keep your feet up high like this, or get them down like this. Whatever's more comfortable. All right. And you can just kind of shake out your legs a little bit and put them back on the ground. All righty. Now, I think is the end of our cool down today. If anybody has anything extra that they want to stretch or shake out, you can always just roll it out a little bit or squeeze it and then shake it out. That helps a lot with loosening tight things up. So, yeah.
Thank you, Callie, for another wonderful Fitness Friday. It was a great series of exercises today. Thank you. And I hope every